Hello and welcome to Chesapeake Today. It's your Executive Director, David Loop.
Director of Life Enrichment, Heather Wheeler. Hello.
I admittedly watched fireworks on TV last week.
Instead of going.
You
beat the crowd. You beat the...
I know. The parking was great.
Yeah.
It was at the recliner of the sofa. So it was easy to park.
Okay.
I heard them. I counted 45,000 shells that Macy's barges shot off in the Hudson River.
Oh, my goodness.
45,000 shells. Wow.
My.
How many months, hours did it take? Because those are all like hand packed. And I saw something recently, all the chemicals that change the colors.
Yes.
So did you see
Yes.
fireworks?
I did not. Well, I did not. I saw it a little bit on TV, but not that I watched it. But our residents went.
They did. So did the bus go or the smaller one?
Nope, it was the larger bus.
Good.
And or wait, did we end up taking the smaller one? No, I think the small one was absolutely full.
Okay.
We had a couple of people cancel at the last second, and so that's right, it was a smaller one, but we had the larger one planned.
Yep.
And
In
Nana
case
was driving
needed.
for us, right? So they went to Newport News. So there was some food trucks and vendors, and then there was a concert, and then the fireworks at around 9:30, I think. So
Very cool. So good celebration. The other thing that I witnessed, Vera and I came in for the 4th of July meal, and I was working. You were too. You were here July 4th.
we were here.
So yes, we had a nice meal for residents. Great to see so many spaces filled. A lot of family. Team members had a nice little picnic lunch.
Yes.
And I think Chef Julie and his team did it right. You know, I think a lot of happy campers, happy residents, happy people. Amazing how hot dogs and coney sauce is absolutely considered a staple. Boy, our residents love it.
So that's
Jane
not
Strebel,
chili?
I know Jane. Well, a coney sauce, a chili sauce, yeah.
but I didn't know that's the name.
Well,
I wondered. Okay.
You know what? Maybe it's
Because that's what I had. It was good.
a coney. See, do you ever? I call it a hot dog, a chili dog, a coney dog.
Sure.
There's some history to that. All right,
Okay.
someone's going to educate us because Coney was at Coney Island. I remember
York.
my first time living in Chillicothe, Ohio. The Dairy Queen had this hot dog and this wonderful sauce, and that's when I got addicted.
Yes.
If I would probably take a hot dog and sauce over a T-bone.
I chose that on 4th
Yeah.
of July. I saw
And-
that, and I did that, and sometimes you pay for it, but hey,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
good.
if I pay for it, it's because I'd spill it down my shirt. I'd have sauce down my shirt.
And I wore
But-
white pants on the 4th of July.
Did you?
Oh, man, I was like putting napkins on my lap,
Yeah.
making sure.
And then the residents were having red, white, and blue mimosas or something similar.
Nice.
That was sort of fun.
Okay.
So they were dishing those up. But yeah,
Yeah.
Jane Strebel will get notoriety here because I know she, as many residents, will say, you got to have all those fixings. And I think she's trained the chef now, and he knows that when he's serving hot dogs, it's not just mustard, ketchup, onions, or relish. You got to have sauce.
Okay. All right.
Chili.
Now, we also have to shout out
Yeah.
that when I was leaving on the 4th of July, I walked around because I wanted to make sure that the people going to the fireworks had the extra lawn chairs because a few of them said they wanted to borrow ours.
Yeah.
You know, most everybody brought their own, but a few. And so I wanted to go over there and make sure that it got on the bus. And I heard the memory care Cornerstone Courtyard and that whole area over there, they were having a barbecue picnic with families. And so I couldn't see them, but boy, I could hear the joy. I could hear that they were grilling. I could smell that they were grilling. So good job.
Yeah.
Families there and healthcare and memory care. I heard that and it was good.
Well, and speaking
That's
of
good.
memory care, and again, some of you know some of our their beloved friends who are living in memory care, they have a walking group. And they're out early in the morning walking around. And I know one resident, I always just think about how she was so energetic, always walking around. And I think she's leading. I think there's 2 of them now that pace the group in their morning walk. So
Awesome.
just enjoying the community. So good.
Yeah, so that's good. So I had to make a shout out to Michelle and Cindy. I'm not sure who was in charge of that,
Yeah.
or Janae, or I'm not sure, but whoever. Thank you. That was
Yeah.
good
In fact,
to hear.
The person, and again, we're putting ourselves on a spot because we have a new team member who's now heading up coordinating activities there. And It's not Mary. Something similar. We're going to have to interview her.
Okay.
We have a new person now to put on our interview list. We've got a couple now.
Okay.
So I think we've got Isaiah, Sherry, and now this woman who's she's now over our memory care area.
Yes.
And she's been a wonderful addition.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
you're right. Okay.
All right.
We are putting ourselves on
So
the spot.
that's fine. We will
will.
handle that.
Yes.
I said this the other day to some folks because I learned of this. We have our Leading Age state association we belong to. And a couple weeks back, they had a conference over in Roanoke. And at the conference, which around 400 people attended, they had a little trade show. And featured by Sonny Merriman was a picture of our new bus.
Yeah.
So everyone throughout the state association was Googling at our bus.
Was it the little one or the large one?
I think it may have been
I
the
didn't get to
smaller
see it.
one.
Okay.
The logos were there, the look was there, and
Awesome.
so other retirement communities wish they had the type of vehicles we now have because they can't get them ordered. So we have something.
I've driven the small one a couple of times, waiting for David Blackstock to come in. And so last week we had the fireworks, we had the dolphin tour
Yeah.
that Candace and Jasmine and I did. And
So did
then,
the three of you wear mermaid costumes?
Absolutely not. No.
No mermaid costumes. Well, how else did you attract the dolphin?
They were just there.
Okay.
They were just there. I'm
Neat.
not sure. Now they have a whaling vessel that they take out December to January to do whaling. So, and we polled the residents that went, and they said they want to do it. So we said you're gonna have to bundle up real good because it's gonna be cold out there. But
Yeah.
so that will be coming in winter months.
So what type of dolphin are off of our coast?
It's the bottlenose,
They are bottlenose.
and yes, and of course they're mammals because
All dolphins are manual nose.
they're mammals.
Yeah,
They're mammals.
they
They have
are.
live births
Yeah.
and they nurse.
Yeah.
So they're mammals.
Yep.
Okay, but they have the one
They
hole
have a blowhole,
that they
which is what a mammals have.
right.
Whales
So
and
they have
dolphins.
an air hole, but I didn't know this. They were saying that their brains are split with the hole in the middle. I
Really?
didn't know that. Yeah,
Does that
I
make
learned
them
a
an
lot. Okay,
So,
but yes, we learned a lot, and that was fun.
and a good trip.
It was a good trip, perfect weather. It was a little windy,
Yeah.
but that was good because
Yeah.
then you didn't really
You
feel the
needed it
sun so
because,
much.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a warm
so it was
day.
good. And then we also took. I got the pleasure of driving. We went in the Mystery Ride, and we did the Colonial Parkway, which was absolutely gorgeous. It was very green, and then we saw the York River. It was a little hazy at the beginning, but towards the end, the haze lifted because we started at 10 in the morning, ended about a few minutes after 11. So that was good too. So, that got me on the kick about the bus when you were
Yeah.
talking about the bus.
All right, so speaking of bus and trips, I
Mm-hmm.
forgot to email you this. If some residents like me like some weekend shows, I watch Jane Pauley's CBS morning show.
Okay.
And then if you go into church, you can do it before church. It's like 9 until 10. You can watch it till 10:30. Last Sunday, they had a segment
Okay.
about this recycling yard that's up in the Middle Peninsula.
Okay.
Okay, so not our peninsula, but you have to cross over Yorktown and you go up. And this recycling guy, he saved dozens of large cement sculpted heads of the presidents.
Okay.
It was originally to be this man from Texas created these president heads, and they were going
Okay.
to go in like 4 not quite theme parks but historical parks in the country.
Okay.
And one of them ended up not making it or closing or whatever, and they were going to crush and destroy all these presidents' heads. Well, this guy from this cement salvage area said no, so he collected them and moved them. Some did get damaged.
Okay.
Now it's becoming a tourist activity, and he does private tours.
No
So these presidents'
kidding.
heads are like 8 feet tall.
Okay.
And you go into this area, and you can tour, and you can see, and what many people now witnessing, saying the damage and or weather erosion to them are creating like a weathered look. An
aged look.
Aged look, thank you. An aged look. A
Yeah.
personality for each of the presidents.
No kidding.
So,
So could that be a day trip? It's close enough.
So,
Okay.
And in fact, I think I Googled the name of the company. I'll try to get it for you. If not, we'll figure it out. If not,
That sounds
resident,
interesting.
you are on it. Somebody watching will
Yeah.
be able to help us identify it. But I think it'd be, I'm sure there's a nice restaurant up there you can hook it to. It's a nice
Sure.
drive to connect going across the
Yeah.
Yorktown, Pullman
Yeah.
Bridge, whatever. But
Yeah.
then you keep going. Probably, I think in total, maybe like an hour and 15 minutes from here. But,
Day trip.
But a
All
very
right.
fascinating thing. And they're now picking up to the point where this guy who, again, the rest of the area is a recycling, more like a salvage.
Right.
But then it's got these presidents, and people are just wanting to see these heads. All right, so
Did you see any? Were they decent looking or?
a couple of them were in impeccable shape.
Okay.
And then Lincoln had gotten crushed skull. So he needs, but the guy has made a decision, even though people say don't repair them, that, you said it better than I, that
Aged look, yeah.
that stressed look has created almost a personality characteristic of each president, what they experience in their lives.
Any of them have the missing nose like the Sphinx?
I don't think so. But I think the whole thing was inspired because
Okay.
this sculptor, this
Awesome.
man who makes these casts out of concrete, as an early man saw, Mount Rushmore,
Yeah.
somehow got this inspiration and created 4 sets of these presidents' heads.
Very interesting. We'll
So,
have to look
it
into
is.
a day
Yeah.
trip.
And when
That
they
sounds
said
fun.
they were up in, I'm watching the news and they said, well, this is just in this location in Virginia. I'm like, that's near me.
Yeah.
So,
Had no idea.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Good to know.
A
All right.
trip.
Thank you.
Good, good. So,
Yep.
trips, buses, fun things, that's happening. How's entertainment going?
Entertainment. So this week, so if you're watching this on Monday, we have the SPCA. Remember how they were supposed to come, but we changed the date because of the weather
The
of the
carnival,
carnival.
yep.
So they are coming. We're going to have small animals. I'm not sure, because they never know what's going to be adopted out and what they have come in. So they're going to bring some animals, some small animals, handheld.
Are we going to make sure that everything that comes leaves?
I don't know. What's the policy on small animals? I know if you have dogs, it's supposed to be first floor.
Well,
The cats?
Yeah, they can. Just make sure
Birds,
if anybody is
hamsters.
pet-minded, make sure you know how to take care of it, and you have to have a backup. Residents have to have an emergency backup.
Right, if they're
There's
not
a
there. Mm-hmm.
There's a pet person, a little personality test. We try to make sure
Yeah.
pets are appropriate for the setting. But anyways,
Okay.
neat to see. Not to say it can't happen.
Right,
The
right.
best would be a resident adopts something and gives it to a grandchild. Oh,
Maybe.
Yeah.
That parent might not.
I like
Just
it.
saying,
But-
because I'm that grandma.
yeah, that's right.
So we have that. And then we have something that we haven't done in a while. And I think we've done it in the past, way before me. But we have a comedian coming on Tuesday. His name is Tom Holiday, with not an I, but an A. And he does a lot of senior communities. And he is a retired coach. He calls himself Coach Holiday. So that I've seen a couple clips on YouTube. So if you want to look him up and see if you'd be interested, he's very funny, very age appropriate.
Yeah.
So if you're 40 or above, you're gonna get it. It's gonna be great. So I don't know about Isaiah, but he's the one that booked him. But he's a little young. But yes, so he's coming on Tuesday at 7:30 in the Chesapeake Room, and then we have the TRADOC band on Thursday, which is the TRADOC Command Big Band.
Yeah.
So TRADOC, I guess, is training the Army training doctrine around here, Fort
Okay. How
Eustis
many
area.
pieces?
I don't know, but it's a big band. It's right in the name, so I'm not sure. We'll see. Well, they're not coming here, so we're going there, so we don't have to worry about the
Good, good.
space.
Okay,
Okay.
good, good.
I'll just put that out there. So we're going to that. We're taking that's at a local. I think it's Fort Eustis, but don't quote me on that. But it is local.
Yeah.
So that's an outdoor concert series. Please bring your chair if you sign up for that. Bring your chair. If you don't have one, just contact me. We do have a number we can let people borrow for the night. So that's this next week. We, of course, have Party on the Patio on the 20th. Billy Mitchell's coming. We're going to have that
Cool.
outside unless it's either really, really too hot or storming. And then, of course, we'll move it inside. Then we have 2 pilots games. We had one last week, and then we have one coming up on the 22nd. The Martinsville Mustangs baseball versus.
And did we get out the
Pilot.
seating for that, or where do residents sit?
Now, unfortunately, we tried to get a box. They're all gone. they don't have any available for us. We did call last month a couple of times. And so, yes, they have some accessible seats and such like that. So we have called, we have told them when we buy the tickets, when we get there, we'll just have to make sure that they give us the right seats. So we're on that. But they didn't have any boxes like we used to have. So they did say if one comes open, they will give us a call.
Well, my experience is sometimes those boxes aren't even filled. So I don't know if there's anybody nimble enough that evening that could help.
Climb up and over.
Yeah. Because they just, it's all right when you come in that old stadium. They just sort of right around there, just folding chairs, whatever is how they worked it out. But
Right.
okay, well, nice to see we're getting to some games. Good.
So a couple more entertainers. We have what we call a pop-up day trip. So it did get on the calendar at the last second. Or no, actually it didn't. I put it on the calendar and I printed mine later. I apologize. It's not on the calendar, but it is on a slide and we have gotten information out. It is the VFMA. So VMFA, Virginia Museum of Fine Arts in Richmond.
Okay.
It's a pop-up thing that we're doing that a couple of residents came to us and we said, well, hey, if we can get 8 of you, we'll take a bus. Yeah. So if 8 of you want to go or more, and that's the Whistler de Cassette American Painters in France is the name of the, what do I want to say, what is that when it's a, I can't find the word right now.
Keep going.
When they
I'll try to help you.
when they have a roaming, it comes
Display, exhibit.
Exhibit. Thank you. That's the word I want. Exhibit. Thank you. Glad you said that.
Okay.
I could not think of that word. So the exhibit leaves the end of July. We had a couple of people that really wanted to go, so we're putting this together. So that should be fun. That's in Richmond, and then afterwards, we're picking a French restaurant in the theme to go to.
Cool.
So if you are interested, sign up, please. We do have the small bus, so it is. Well, I don't know. We'll have David Blackstock by then. Maybe we could bump it up if we need to.
Yeah, take
It's
it to
all
the
right.
bigger bus.
It's all right. So give
It's a
us.
fine French restaurant.
Yeah.
McDonald's and their French fries.
No.
Okay.
No, I guess there's a couple of things around there. Jefferson, I guess. Does Jefferson Hotel? I think they have a French restaurant.
It's a very, very lovely place. That could be a
Yeah.
nice luncheon.
Yep, so I think there's a couple of places we're looking at. We'll fine-tune it before then. But that's the 27th, Wednesday, leaving 9:30 in the morning, so if you want to go. And then, of course, we have the July birthday bash, but it doesn't matter if your birthday's in July or not. Just come and have fun. We'll have cake. We'll have Jennifer Gammel's coming. She's a pianist. And she sings, and she's been here before. Good reception for her, so she'll be here again. And then we round out the end of the month here with a trip to Bacon's Castle. Have you ever been there? It's in Surrey or Suffolk. Ooh, I think it's Suffolk.
Okay.
But it's one or the other, and it's
Suffolk, I think, is it.
Yeah.
If I remember reading.
So Bacon's Castle, we're going there, so that should be interesting.
I would have said Smithfield because bacon, pork, pigs. But
I didn't even think of that. Okay.
But
I
Suffolk
gotcha.
may be it.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to be and that's on the fitness reservation sheet, not because Candace and Jasmine put that together. So, and please try to remember that anything fitness does have some walking with it because it is a fitness trip. The Rudy Dolphin Tours was also a fitness. So we had a little bit of walking, and I just want to make sure everybody knows that because they sign up for it thinking, I mean, it is a trip we're doing.
What
but
some places will
fitness.
do, maybe it's in ours, we may have to put an icon. I know cruise ships now do that.
We do.
So they put an icon as to what level of fitness
We
stress.
do.
Good.
We have 1 person, 2 person, 3 person, which means amount of walking you're
Good.
doing.
Perfect.
So 1 would mean lesser accessibility too. So you could yeah.
Good.
3 would mean we're going somewhere with stairs or whatever. So yes, we do have that on the connection. So yes, please just remember some things might be fitness related, which doesn't mean you can't come. It just means please remember that so that when we say we're going to walk a couple of blocks somewhere or do something that, people are aware of that.
Yeah, very good. So sounds busy, good stuff happening.
It's a busy month, yes.
I know that you'd shared with me that we've got some additional residents joining the Geek Squad.
We do. So I haven't met with Rex yet, so I'm talking about this before I'm meeting with Mr. Hogan, so I apologize. But yes, he said there's, I think he said there's 8 people on the list now.
Good.
So I'm going to meet with him, look at the new list. We're going to decide when it's appropriate that they get a call that they can easily come over and help somebody, especially like on a weekend. Why would somebody,
Yeah.
if it's something simple like, helping somebody with a remote that's not working, or rebooting their Cox mini box, or maybe voicemail, just something that they've, as residents, have done and know how to do, can help another resident. Maybe on a weekend they wouldn't have to wait till Monday, and then we
Yeah.
get in and make the appointment for Tuesday. Now they've waited 3 or 4 days. So thank you
Neat
to everyone
thing.
on the Geek Squad. I
Yeah.
appreciate your help.
And I think what we want
Yes.
to continue to emphasize and promote is that, yes, for all of you to join Rex and other residents to help each other
Yeah.
with personal technology is wonderful.
Yeah.
Number two, we sort of talked about this, we're getting some fine tuning of our Explorer room, Chesapeake room with the
Yes.
company to put that in, and some additional training. And we have a couple residents wanting to learn more about our AV. Now, I know some
Yeah.
of you from Spiritual Life or help with the religious service are astute to the system, but others may want to learn more. So to understand the audio system, when the projector can be used, even that laptops can be connected in another way other than hard wiring.
Yep.
We want to educate and get more resident comfort in appropriately using the equipment and maximizing the Explorer room as a theater, enjoying the Chesapeake room, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
So I can do some of that basic training with some people, but we are looking into getting Creative Solutions in here who put in that system, so they will do some training for all of us, myself included. What more could I learn?
Yep.
I had kind of a crash course when I came in.
yeah.
So so we're getting there, and the more that we can train each other, I think the better it will be, and less mishaps and less things that don't happen, like the live broadcast. Something happens, because it's easy to push the wrong button, use the wrong app. It's
absolutely.
easy. We all do it. So,
Yeah.
but the more training, the better, I think. So we're heading that way. So if you want more training in the AV,
Yep.
give me a call.
That's good.
We will sign you up.
Great.
What
So,
else?
I know you mentioned, adding David Blackstock as one of our other drivers that helps with the bus, so him and Nina. The driving crew's doing well. Isaiah is now working with us full time,
Yes.
which means
2
we have a
weeks.
half-time position that we're still
We
wanting
do.
to fill. So it's still
We
back
do.
to that half-time position,
Yes.
helping with residents in technology, helping with some evening programming.
Yep.
So if anyone has a referral,
Yep. Nights
still
and
a
weekends.
very unique position to be part of the team. So
Yes.
that's all good.
Yep. They could be doing a lot of fun things too, nights and weekends. So
Yeah.
they could be here doing entertainment. They could be helping residents with some technology, or they could be going to one of the summer concerts with the bus driver and the residents. So a lot of fun things. That's the nice thing about resident services.
Yeah.
Isaiah and I are discussing, you get to do a lot of fun things because we're trying to put fun things on here for you, the residents.
Yeah.
We get to participate sometimes, and it's
Yeah.
fun.
So I think hearing of that and getting your support and help there. I heard after Brenda returned from her vacation, she acknowledged to me that thank you, residents, for being responsive after a little encouragement during the most recent town hall meeting. Some nice sales.
Yeah.
And our gift shop, our hair salons will be of quality and remain constant with your support and use. We still need to have more individuals enjoy and benefit from the salons. And we want to grow that business. And it could even be additional hairstylists. But
Yep.
at least manicure, having Cheryl, having Donna, Helen. Excuse me, not Donna, Helen.
Helen,
Are
Cheryl,
all
right.
great, but just need residents to realize supporting our own programs here helps the family's budget.
Yep.
So, good to
Cheryl
go.
and I have done an interview for a part-time hairstylist,
Good.
and so we're working that out. She does want the position, so we're just that's
Good.
going that way.
And if we can do that, then I would just highly promote an open house, maybe a couple free
Yep.
dues. I don't know if you ladies call that. My mom used to call hair due.
I
You ever heard that?
Maybe we can do a makeover
That's
or a
right.
makeover contest or something.
And then
something
they could come
fun.
into a town hall and be featured after the
little
makeover.
mini fashion show.
Yeah, come into town hall. This is, and again, what it's doing is, I think some of you residents may be fine with realizing there is someone who has skill sets that is consistent with how you want your hair done.
Yeah. Yeah.
With me, it's pretty simple. Cut, go, done.
Don't
but-
look at mine. I got to get mine done soon.
Yeah.
Color's coming out.
Yeah, fun. So anyways, just try to promote some of those
yes.
other services that
Yeah.
we offer here to get good support of them.
Exactly. So boutique and salon, absolutely. Okay. What else do we have going around here? Any business we should?
You know, I think
Communicate?
that you'll get more of this in Loop Town Hall, et cetera. But we're thrilled that LifeSpire was again confirmed as a Fitch rated organization. So the financial stability of the Chesapeake of LifeSpire of your home is strong,
That's good.
and we're making it through tough times here. But that's something that you just need to hear and know, and we'll get some more literature out on that so you can understand what a Fitch rating is. That's good. Things that we have real close to home here, the challenges with supply chain. When Keith, frustrated, had to come into my office last week and said, David, you won't believe that we're still not seeing the fountain pump.
Yes.
And that was deferred again till like August. Jiminy. I told him, I
that.
said, well, can it pump ice? Because by the time it gets in, it may be a frozen fountain.
Oh.
Extremely frustrating to us and you, and we're so sorry. You know, last week, Bruce was telling me the Cisco truck pulls in 37 missing items because they did not have them. So then
So not even substituted, missing.
missing items, and
yeah.
then Bruce and the chef running out. So them producing the food that
Yeah.
you do receive. I hope you realize they are doing extraordinary efforts,
Yes,
going
they
to
are.
second and third vendors sometimes to really just keep quality high. But it's again, we all hope it passes. So those are a couple things. The Phase 4 renovations are proceeding. There may be a couple days that they're slipping in schedule, and it's slipping almost we expected it because it was really quite an engineering of getting the hood system, which exhausts the cooking elements from
Okay.
second floor through the roof.
Right.
And that.
Right.
And there's a couple other things, grease traps, which you have to do when you have commercial kitchens.
Yes. Yep.
Some of those little engineering feats are adding a couple days in, but as I said, if that opens and is successful in October, I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
So it's happening.
Yeah, anybody who's done any renovations or building of a house, you know, they give you a date, and sometimes it can be 6 months later. So we're talking a few weeks.
Yeah.
They're doing well.
And and so that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's occurring.
Yeah.
The grounds itself, some good things happening. Keith's got some ideas, some things we're changing out, some signage, some of the things that we've just our sprinkler system are always rust, and so sometimes when you can't beat it, you just do it differently. So we're doing some signage and some other things differently, just because we want things to look nice. Boy, we're all experiencing the mess out on Harpersville Road. The
Yeah.
milling. I
Turn
never
up
realized. Yeah, so I
the
always called it
grip.
Road Tech. Road Tech was the name of the equipment, but it's like this huge
Asphalt
drill. Just
eater.
eats up the asphalt, eats it up,
Yep.
spits it out.
Yep.
Then they sweep it, clean it, put new down, and stripe it. So hopefully by the time we're starting to see
Yep.
this, we may see some new asphalt.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It's
Look
good to
nice.
see that stretch of Harpersville
Mm-hmm.
taken care of. So kudos to the City of Newport News.
I was trying to sneak by them this morning, and that big thing that reminds me of,
Big conveyor belt and everything
well,
else.
yeah, when they spit it out into the
Yeah,
back of
yeah.
there's a farm equipment that does that. Is it the
Combine. A
Combine,
does
yeah.
it, sure. Yeah.
And so I saw that, and I'm trying to go really slow over to the left, and tink! I'm like,
On the windshield.
windshield, or I didn't see it, so it's windshield or roof, one or the other. I don't know. I didn't see where it hit. I didn't see anything, so I'm hoping once cold weather comes, I don't see a little spider,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, but you know, yes, the road will look nice, and
Yeah.
it's, you know, and it's funny because the last time we took the bus, I think it was Tuesday. So last Tuesday to the Dolphin, I came back that way, and let me tell you, it was pretty bumpy. So, and I had mentioned, sorry, this is bumpy, so they're
It'll be
getting
good to
it
get a
done.
nice smooth road
Yes,
out of here.
much better.
Speaking of roads and smooth within the campus, a reminder to residents, we have the bike share program.
Yes.
And we're going to, I think, pull off the covers and make them available and apparent. But if you want to try the three-wheeler, I think we got another
We've got a
two-wheeler.
couple of them.
So just please understand that we're getting them tightened up, tuned up, and ready to go. But it's time to ride. And there are several residents with bikes, And I talked with a new resident the other day, and I think she wants to get out and ride along with a couple of residents who have bikes.
And Isaiah and I went out to check them last week, and we took off the cover off the two-wheeler, the bicycle, and let me tell you, it looked like it was in great shape. No rust on the chain. So those covers, because they've throughout the winter.
Yeah.
So the covers were the right thing.
Yeah.
They worked.
Good.
So yeah, so go out, check it out. Candace, please get in touch with her. She does a small orientation just to make sure you're familiar with the
and
bikes
then after
before
you
we get
do
you
that
out
orientation, then you can just literally check them out through the concierge.
Just like a library book, you just check it out, go get it, check it back in because they'll give you a key. It's got a lock. Unlock it, go ride, come back, lock it back up, give the key back. Don't have to worry about the storage of it or anything. It's good stuff.
Good. Very nice.
Get some exercise.
Okay. So, other than that, are we going to add an interview on this week's or not?
Yeah, we can. Absolutely. I think we're going to call out Isaiah. He's been here part-time for a while, and he's here full-time for a few weeks, so I think his number's up.
Good. Well, his singing has sure been up. The other day, I think you all were participating at a karaoke going on, and I'm hearing, was it Pharrell Williams or is it Isaiah Hart? It was Happy. So
he did. He sang that.
Yep.
Yep. Somebody had requested it.
Yeah.
And perfect. He's got a great tenor voice. It was perfect for that. So,
Yeah.
That was good. And I've gotten so many compliments about that karaoke. So we did it last month. We did it on the 4th. So I told him to schedule it, once a month here. We'll see how it goes. But it's growing. We started in the Explorer Room with maybe 10 people at best.
Yeah.
Which now I think we must have had closer to 50.
Yeah.
So it's growing.
Great.
So even come
program.
if you want to sing. Even if you don't want to sing, just come. It's fun. It's fun. Some people do really well in their hams and they get that microphone, and others a little in the middle, and some.
Very cool. Good. So that's a good promo for that. I'm going to step real quickly into a different topic. One that we talked about before, and that was civic clubs. We tried a little bit of civic club use, and because this past July 1st, I officially became president of the Oyster Point Rotary Club. And my club meets Friday morning, 7:30. I know I've got a couple Rotarians here in the building. I know that there's some other residents who've been in civic clubs. We really are pushing a very dynamic program series so that it's not just a Rotary meeting, but there's good speakers on Friday mornings.
Nice.
There could be a setup of breakfast here. You could go to the cafe. It could be a breakfast in Captain's Cove, and then you could watch and participate via Zoom. So if people would like to get up on at 7:30 on a Friday, be a part of this, consider Rotary. Excellent programs this week. An ENT specialist, one of the tops in the area, speaking.
Okay, so a doctor.
Some
nice.
topics, themes will be on history in the area.
Okay.
There's some Monitor Merrimack speakers from CNU. Infrastructure, Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, Jefferson Accelerator. So much happening at the Patrick Henry Airport, and what's the next flights coming this way.
Yeah.
Leisure, hobbies, a lot of topics. So a little plug for a group to come and be a part of a civic club or Rotary edition. So let us know. Love to see that grow.
Yeah, get in touch with us and we can set up some way to view it and become part of it.
We could do it.
We can figure this out. Absolutely.
Good.
Good. Yep.
Alrighty. Well, remember, buy your Chesapeake Today mug there from Brenda. Send it off to some families, get some pictures, and let's see where people are traveling.
Yeah, and go in and check out Brenda for sales. She's always got sales going on. So I mentioned it in town hall, and she had some great sales. So I tried to get in touch with her right before this to get the exact numbers of what was on sale, how much. I didn't get it, so now you got it. You got your homework. You got to walk in, find out. I do know she does a lot of the clothing sales. The more you buy, so if you buy 3 pieces, you get X, percentage off. If you buy 4 pieces, you get more off. So. Give it a try.
Perfect.
Great place to buy gifts, too.
Yep, that is good. Well, we appreciate you joining us. More to come, and thank you so much. Bye-bye. Welcome back to this edition of the Chesapeake Today Show, and our special interview today is not a stranger to you. He's already been on this show, but my privilege of getting to know Isaiah Hart. Isaiah, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Fantastic. Well, I know Heather's been so grateful that here you joined us not long ago. First, in that part-time role,
Yes.
you were school teaching at the time.
Yes, teaching first grade.
Yeah. And then school year wound down,
Yes.
and you're taking the Chesapeake plunge.
Yes.
Full-time work, huh?
Full-time work. Yes, it is.
All right. Well, we'll get more into that, but let's go back
Okay.
a few years. Where are you originally from?
Hampton, Virginia.
Right here,
Yes.
Hampton. Okay.
Yes.
And were your parents natives of the area too?
My father he's from Newport News.
Yeah.
And my mother is from Jamaica, Queens, New York.
Aha.
Yeah.
So does she still have family there?
Yes, we have a lot of family still in New York.
So do you travel up there often?
Not as much as I used to. When I was a kid, I used to, but now not as much.
Yeah.
I work too often now.
Yeah, that's okay. So do you have that first memory of going to the Big Apple?
I really don't have that first memory. I go so often. I mean, I used to go so often, so all the first times, all the times I went was always like
Yeah.
the first.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Well,
it was
it's
fun.
such a big area too.
Yes, yes.
And so much to learn. I've been only a few times, but it's exciting.
Yeah.
And I've seen it enough, flown around it before that I can sense where I am from an airport standpoint and get quick bearings of okay, I expect to see Statue of Liberty here, and I expect to see, what was the Trade Center now, the Freedom Tower at a certain point. So yeah, and then of course Central Park from the air. Have you
Yeah.
ever flown over? Just like
Yeah, you know exactly where
it
it
is,
is.
huge. So from Hampton, what school did you go to down here?
So I graduated from Kickinson High School.
Okay.
Yeah, went to Kickinson. Middle school, I went to Sims and Lindsay. I went to Burbank Elementary. So yeah.
And interest in high school.
Yes.
Where were they starting to gel? Where were you at then?
Oh man. I was in show choir during that time, so I was singing and dancing and acting and praise dancing and it was a lot. High school was very busy for me.
So now, were you in high school around the time Glee came out?
Yes.
Did you like it?
I never watched Glee.
I watched every episode.
Not
Go
one.
figure.
Not
You're the
one.
music and major, and I'm the
Yeah.
one watching all the
No,
time.
never.
I grew up, my mother was a music major at Ohio State University.
Okay.
Started out at age 6 or 7 playing piano, violin, singing. Was going to go to the Oberlin Conservatory, but her older brothers had to get lined up to go into med school and law school in Columbus, Ohio. So she, the first of the daughters, didn't get her first choice because the boys did. So she went to Ohio State. She did a lot with singing, choir. In fact, even worked in Department of Music post graduation. And my dad, after World War II, was starting college. And that's how they met. He was in the Glee Club, and she, I think, accompanied it. So that's sort of their humble beginnings. So
that's cool.
Floyd and Doris both sang, but my mom, piano, violin, and loved musicals.
Wow.
So I'm tying it together why my interest of Glee and all the show tunes and all the things I've ever heard in my life. Oscar and Hammerstein, Lerner and Lowe. Those names mean anything to you?
Yeah, all sound familiar.
Yeah. So they've done some of the musicals of our era.
Yeah.
And then you add to that Frank Lloyd Wright and a few others, and you got it covered.
Yeah.
So show choir.
Show choir.
Favorite part? Did you ever have a song or role that you played?
Ooh, yeah. All of my solos.
Solos?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a few solos in choir.
Yeah.
Choir was it was fun. We had a really, really good time.
Yeah.
You can really sing as loud as you want and it's on purpose. So it was meant I'm a loud singer. So it was fun to be loud on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those experiences in high school then, did they lead your pathway to college?
Definitely. Yes.
And you went to school where?
I went to school at Radford University
And where is that at?
in Radford, Virginia.
See, everyone else knows that. I'm a Buckeye. I'm from Ohio. I've only been here 5 years, and I'm still figuring out the peninsulas.
Yeah, no.
Middle, lower, upper, Hampton Roads. Where's this roadway? No, it's water.
Yes.
I'm confused. So anyways, Radford.
Yeah.
Where part of the state is that?
So that's more on the west side of Virginia, close to Virginia Tech, Blacksburg, Roanoke.
Quite a haul then.
Yeah.
So when you went off to school, you went across the state.
Yes, on purpose.
Okay.
Yes.
So did that for your degree?
Yes.
And what was your major?
So, music business with a minor in business administration. Well, I actually went to Thomas Nelson Community College for 2 years first.
Yep.
2.5. And then I went to Radford afterwards.
To complete your full degree.
Oh, yes.
Very smart.
Yes. Saved money.
I had a couple kids that I wish they would have done that. Yeah, one son who opted to do the 7-year undergraduate program.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's painful for him as well. So good for you. So after Radford, then let's just talk for a moment there. Singing in a choir there?
Yes.
Any theatrical production?
Not theatrical. No, it was more operatic things and stuff of that nature. We did do Christmas performances and things of that nature, but not as much as theatrical.
And they're more associated with the song and the music and that type of thing? Okay,
Yes.
very nice. Any favorite performances that you participated in other than your solos?
Right. I think the last one that I was a part of before I graduated, actually, it was for my director during that time. She was a LGBTQ plus person as well. And she did a performance, and it was all about just women of all different times, all different eras, all different backgrounds. And it was just amazing just to be a part of that experience, just to sing all those different songs that were made by women, just from all different areas. So it was beautiful.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good. So do you like to talk about favorites? Do you have favorite artists, favorite songs, favorite genre of music?
My favorite genre is gospel.
Okay.
Gospel music. My favorite artist is Karen Clark Sheard and Kiera Sheard. It's a mother-daughter. Those are my favorite artists.
Yeah.
I'm a old school gospel person, so I grew up in the church and everything. So most of the music I know comes from like the old times.
Any particular songs?
Yeah, The Safest Place. That's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Safest Place.
Yeah. So I go back. My mom she never opted to teach in schools. And she tried it for a hint of time, and the kids probably just got her nerves, and she said, I'm done with that. So then she was a choir director for like 40 years in churches. And specifically, I think during that, for 2 Methodist churches. So she would do the cantatas and do orchestration with it. In fact, I played trumpet, and I was with a brass group that would accompany her cantatas. So have that. I remember her and Dad working up so many duets and solos for church. And I'm thinking back, Oh Holy Night. Dad would do great tenor voice. Enjoyed listening. Mom had a trained soprano, and they did well. But I just think of so many of my hymns that I heard them sing, Old Rugged Cross and so many others. Back then the only contemporary thing was like On Angel's Wings and things like that, starting to get a little more popular. So fun.
Yeah.
So any specific religious denomination that your parents raised you in?
Not necessarily. We were just always just Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, no specific.
And that's become more popular.
It has.
I was part of a church in Chicago. It's called Willow Creek. And it really, after growing up in the Methodist church and perfect attendance, all this time, my parents both singing in choir, my mom a Methodist choir director forever. It was the beginnings of the big box churches. So they went from their 3,500 to 5,500 to 7,200 person auditorium.
Yep.
And on a Sunday, there'd be 22,000. 3 different services. And they had productions. The musical performers who started to get everyone going. And I was fascinated that big box church because it was Christian. Old and New Testament, no question about that. Easter, Christmas, high seasons. But in the audience, every race, different religions. I would see Muslims, Jewish people, but they were all coming around they found a relevant message. Just amazed by that. So, I appreciate, it's become more common.
Yeah, definitely.
And I've even witnessed so many churches in this area have become that, non-denominational, just Christian.
Yes, definitely.
and the music that's now available, just unbelievable.
Plethora.
Yeah.
There's a plethora of different styles and everything. It's
Have
very
you,
different.
Have you ever attempted to write a song?
So I wrote a song when I was a kid one time.
Yeah.
And it was about chicken. So I didn't think I was that great at writing songs when all I could think about was food. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna just leave that to somebody else.
I don't know. You may have something now.
I probably
Maybe you could
could've.
do a podcast of songs about food, and you'll go with all these foodie stations. And I don't know.
It could work.
I think also with Heather recording this, I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to get some chicken calls.
Look, I know, right?
Yeah, for the next karaoke, we're going to create something. So you could just say you were ahead of the time because it was Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Yes,
Remember that book
exactly.
series was out there? And
Yeah, I started. It was me.
chicken, fascinating. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have guessed that to be the topic for a young man, but cool.
Yeah.
All righty. So you've been with the Chesapeake how long now?
Ooh, for now, it's been about 2 months. About
Okay.
2 months, maybe a little.
Because you started out with helping us part-time,
Yes.
after school, etc.
Yes.
So what if something hooked you, what was it that you'd like saying, all right, maybe this is a step for me?
Yes. For me, it's the pace. I love the energy around here. I love the residents around here. Like everyone has been so welcoming and helpful, and things I didn't know at a time maybe, or I needed help on, stepped right in during all that time. So I thank all of you guys, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's been very just humbling to me as well, and just a learning experience, just being here and learning from so many different people, definitely people that are older than me and younger than me. So it's been great.
Yeah. So it's fascinating you say that. The energy, the pace. I've been at this like twice as long as you've been on this earth.
Yeah.
All right. So I've been leading retirement communities, and here I started in 1983 as a 23-year-old.
Wow.
And and I'm coming from a sort of a business background, and at that time all the leaders of retirement communities were nuns, pastors, rabbis.
Oh, wow.
And that's who were running them, because most were nonprofits. And here I step in sort of a business person. I sort of have this drive for creativity, and every place I've worked since then has had that. It's energy, it's how do you raise the bar, how do you make things better, and it's just a little bit about who I am, but I think it's really more important about what the community gives you back.
Exactly.
And I remember early on in my life when someone would say, "What are you doing?" "Well, I'm a licensed nursing home administrator, but I'm an executive director at age 28 of a retirement community." And you work in an old folks home? I said, "Come on over and check out the energy." And people were amazed because they don't realize, and residents say it here, it is a cruise ship. It is a very vibrant, it adds years to life, and it's a surprise.
Yes.
So are you finding that conversation with some of your friends and family saying, "What are you doing, Isaiah?"
Yes, all the time, because definitely coming from first graders.
Yeah.
And now I'm working with people that are 65 and up, everywhere, all over. So I'm working with people
He was very strategic there. He said 65. He didn't say anything else.
Yeah, no.
Because you're all young.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, I get that question all the time. Like, so what do you do now? Oh, I work at a retirement community. What? How you go from there to there? I'm like, hey, you never know what God's going to lead you.
Yeah.
I said, but honestly, I love it here. So it's
Yeah.
been great.
Yeah. Well, I will say to you throughout my career, never once did I ever question my pathway. I just said, I sort of went from working in a hospital, actually in a psychiatric setting, out of college, and quickly said, "Is it hospital administration?" "No." Got this internship at this brand new retirement community, and never looked back. And I think about the people in their lives who have had career changes, or like, I've done this all my career, but I never was happy. And I'm just saying, what a blessing I have. You've experienced meeting the people, which is gold.
Yes.
Their personalities,
Great.
their ideas, their energy, their care.
Yes.
So you all make our job super.
Yes.
And that's number one. We've really assembled a great team here. And that sort of feeds off the residents. So when you have great team members who are positive and upbeat, and we make sure we're that way with residents, it just keeps spiraling upwards. So that's it. And then you start adding to it. I just always view the sky's the limit. Heather knows this. You'll hear me repeatedly say, "What's next?"
Yeah.
Come on, raise the bar. Keep this going.
Yeah.
But and it's just because think residents appreciate surprises, appreciate changes. And even when we plan these great big events, which you'll witness, Heather and team's done some really neat ones, residents just are very grateful when we pull off those big things.
Definitely.
Before you know it, you're going to see the first Lobster Fest. And you better watch Keith Watson, because he'll probably get you to be Krusty the Crustacean. You never know. He'll get you in that lobster costume. The newbies should always be wearing it. Yeah, so wait and see what happens.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I don't know, though. He does like his money costume pretty well, though. I think we almost got that. So you may be safe there, but it's fun. Yeah, real fine. So what's your thoughts? Is this profession that you may continue to explore? And what's your next step? Is this some educational pursuit you want to do? Is there any other degrees, any other training, experiences you're thinking of?
Well, I definitely feel this is a great place to be, honestly, for where I want to go. I do want to stay here for a good period of time. I definitely do, because I honestly love what I'm doing. And I've never honestly loved what I was doing until I got here. So I've worked multiple other jobs since I was 16, 15 years old. So being 24 now and honestly finding a job already so soon, where, like, for instance, my parents growing up, my mom, she never really liked her job. So for me to be so young, she's kind of jealous a little bit. Like, how you find your job you love already? You just started. I'm like, I don't know. It just happened. I don't know what to say. I love my job. Yeah. But I do want to go back to school at some point in time for psychology. Yeah. I went to school for what I loved first. I went to school for music. I did that. I love music. So now I want to go to school for something I love, but also something that is also be beneficial to me in the future in a monetary way. Yeah. So, so that's going to be my next step few years down the road. Yeah. But yeah. So
well, I mean, you'll find residents extremely supportive, and when I think about our Next Steps program and things that we how can residents help mentor? I can't think of a specific resident right now that has a psychology background, but if not, it will certainly happen. Or maybe one of our residents watching this, they'll say, "Oh yeah, my son or daughter would be a great mentor for Isaiah." Never know. So that's good. Well, I think it is a lifelong pursuit, and I just have been amazed about the opportunities. Never guessed this, but for both of my sons to be in senior living administration was perhaps a surprise. When they were going into college, even the one on a 7-year program, he made it. Yeah. They both went through a hospitality management major. Okay. And I said, that's fine. If you choose to ever get into senior living, it's perfect. If you want to do something else in restaurant or hotels or whatever, it was a general degree. They could see where they wanted to go. And surprisingly, both into senior living. This one with the 7 years of undergraduate quickly got his master's. Oh, wow. Excelling, doing well. And so just really excited to see how they've been able to find this pathway and meet their needs in so many different ways. Definitely. So it's cool. Real fine. Yes. Well, anything parting? Trying to think of any other hobbies or interests that the residents would want to learn about?
Hobbies and interests. All I do is sing and dance all day.
So, any favorite foods?
Burgers.
Burgers is it?
That's my favorite food, a burger.
Okay. You like big, thick ones? You like
big,
thin?
thick ones. I want a thick Five Guys, onions, and barbecue sauce, not ketchup.
Okay. All right,
no
barbecue
mustard.
sauce.
Barbecue sauce. Yes.
Okay, so that we now know. So, so whenever Heather wants to be nice, reward you.
Yes.
Five Guys does it.
Yes.
Good to know.
Yes, with extra cheese.
Extra cheese.
Extra cheese.
If you had a preference of cheese, what type?
Pepper jack or provolone.
See, I'm with you. I like provolone or Swiss.
Or Swiss.
Yeah, I don't know why. Those white cheeses.
Yes, the white cheese.
Yeah, just have a good connection with it.
Yes, definitely.
You ever do sauteed mushrooms?
I don't like mushrooms.
Ooh, I got the button with you. Well, pass them my way. Pass them my way. See, I can do that burger with Swiss cheese and sautéed mushrooms. That's okay. Like I said, pass them.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, good. I got them all. Good, real fine. Well, Isaiah, we're glad you're part of the team. Just for residents to get to know you a little bit more about your background. Yeah. Appreciate it, and just keep forging ahead. I know you're learning, you're growing, but keep at it. A lot of residents appreciate your supportive help, technology, et cetera.
Yeah.
And again, you have an opportunity of being a joy in people's life.
Yes,
and
definitely.
that leave them smiling training just becomes natural for you. So appreciate all you're doing.
Well, thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you all.
Fantastic. That concludes this interview with Isaiah Hart. Hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, take care.